Oh, I was just looking at the cat.
Just waiting for you to introduce the show.
Okay, you need to go off now.
Bino wants to be part of this.
Or stay there like that. Okay.
He'll chill. Look at him. Camera ready. He's a big cat. Especially compared to the other one. This is James and Jordan Talk to the Internet, Season 3, Episode...
I don't know.
29. I think. I've lost track.
What is wrong with this thing?
I don't know. You keep fucking it up. Don't touch it. Remember when I broke mine and you're like, just don't touch it?
Yeah. Don't touch it.
Look in the mirror. Do you like how you can see... I asked you this last time, but do you like how we can actually have this up now? Without it breaking?
What, the image of us?
Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
We're living in the future. My other computer broke.
Well, I can't see you on there because the light is
because I'm so bright.
All I can see is the lights.
Well,
the bright lights.
I don't know what to tell you. That's
right.
Hollywood, baby. We are filming this in Los Angeles.
Right.
During the writer's strike. we're scabs. We're making content for Hollywood.
I think your side of the room looks like it could be a studio.
Yours looks like a hastily put together green screen. Or they couldn't afford a green screen, so they just put a bunch of shit.
Well, isn't that what you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
like this.
I can afford a green screen.
Well, then we could be like anywhere, really.
Yeah,
Space.
But OBS doesn't do a great job of keying it out.
Oh, I like the ones where it's like
super rough around the edges, and you see like the folds blending in when they move their hand across it. Yeah.
Those are great.
Yeah. It's really annoying. It'd probably help if I used a better camera.
No, that's like the golden age of YouTube. That's what everyone people were using, like Windows Movie Maker and stuff.
Fucking hate Windows Movie Maker. I found my copy of Watchmen. I was scrambling all around for it, and I put it up there. It's next to the Batgirl one, between Apollo 11 and Batgirl. Watchmen's really good. I kind of want to buy the Steelbook collection of the show.
Yeah, I got that on Blu-ray.
It's like $50. It's
a lot.
It's not that much for a television show. For a season of TV.
Yeah.
Because a movie is like $35.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's like 5 times as much.
$35 for a movie?
Yeah, for a Steelbook. For a new Steelbook. Like first release.
I guess I've never bought a Steelbook.
Hey, I was with you when you bought a Steelbook.
Where?
Didn't you buy a Steelbook at Best Buy?
Oh, it was Halloween. That's right.
Yeah, because I bought Psycho.
That cost that much.
I think they were on sale for like $10, which is a steal for Psycho, because Psycho's a fucking good movie.
It is a good movie.
Because that's like the unreleased, uncut version.
You know, it's the first movie to show a toilet flushing.
Yes, I did know that.
Fun fact.
Well, another fun fact is
they use chocolate for the blood.
Yeah, chocolate syrup. A lot of the times when you think of like old movies, like from the 50s and 60s, horror-ish movies. It's not a horror movie, I wouldn't say. It's more like a psychological thriller.
I don't know. A guy dressed as his mom.
It's creepy, but it's not like scary. But then you're like, oh, it was made in the 60s, and it was so controversial at the time. And you think, oh, it's not that bad nowadays. But then you watch like the original cut of that. Holy fuck. They show like so much.
Yeah, where she's getting stabbed.
Yeah, it's just like 15 fucking minutes of almost boob.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And then they had to shoot all those cut scenes like one by one.
Yeah.
And then they had to build a shower that wasn't going to spray a camera. So they had it like right in between the water coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hitchcock was pretty cool.
Yeah, he was a revolutionary filmmaker.
Yeah. A horror icon.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of those other stuff?
I've seen...
No.
Rear Window.
Yeah, okay. That's the one I was thinking of.
Very good. Enjoyed that a lot.
That is a good movie. What's the one where they're on a train?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen Vertigo. I was going to watch Vertigo, but then I think Amazon Prime took them all off.
Did he do The Birds?
Yes.
Okay. I still haven't seen that.
I haven't either. The one that he's probably most known for is Psycho. The one right below that is probably North by Northwest. Is that what it's called? The one with the plane.
I don't know.
I think it's North by Northwest.
I actually have like a collection of like all of his movies on DVD. I just haven't watched all of them.
How much of his movies are actually good?
For like nowadays?
Just in general. Because you always see like, when you think of a director like that, you think of all the good movies that he made. But how many movies in total did he make? Like, did he
quite a few.
Did he make like 1,500 movies and only 10 of them are good? Or did he make like 8 movies and 7 of them are good? You know what I mean? Is it like a Christopher Nolan situation or like a Michael Bay situation?
I don't know. I think
because Michael Bay has made exactly 1.5 good movies. The Rock,
right, but that's
and some of the first Transformers.
The Rock. Which one is that?
Sean Connery with Alcatraz.
Oh,
They're on The Rock. They got to break out.
never seen it.
I haven't either, but apparently it's very good. Pearl Harbor.
I don't know. Oh, he did Pearl Harbor? Why is that a bad movie?
Yeah. Somebody said, some like Pearl Harbor historian said when that movie was released, because that movie was made because of Titanic.
Why?
Because they were like, what's another thing that happened in history that we can make a giant epic movie about? Pearl Harbor. And Michael Bay was like, I'm gonna, this is gonna be a real movie. I'm not gonna shoot this like a car commercial, because that's what he did before movies, was car commercials. Some would argue that he continues to do car commercials. But he's like, I'm not going to do any of that. And one of the like producers or somebody came out and said, yeah, that was what he said on day one in the morning meeting. By lunchtime, he had completely given that up, and we were just shooting it like any other Michael Bay movie. And then when it came out, a historian came out and said, the only things that Pearl Harbor gets historically accurate are, there is a place called Pearl Harbor and it was attacked. And that's it. They have like modern day destroyers there.
Oh, well, yeah. It's like that movie you're talking about.
Which one?
The one where they go back in time.
The Final Countdown.
They're connected, just like Barbie and Oppenheimer. Should dive deep into that.
Barbie and Oppenheimer?
No, the connection of these other movies.
No.
I believe all movies
are in the same universe.
Like a sister movie that exists in the same world.
Okay.
And they can be combined.
Do you think that it's analogous to like a Deep Impact Armageddon situation? Or is it a different thing, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't either. I was really hoping that you did, so you could expand upon that.
No, I'm just
So you think
saying,
the Final Countdown, a movie from 1986, shares parallels with Pearl Harbor, which I think came out in like 2004?
That sounds about right.
I think it was just post 9/11.
It's probably more than that. Oh. What, when they had to release movies to make Americans feel
I don't know. Do you think Michael Bay had a relationship with the U.S. Navy for that movie like he does with the Air Force or Transformers movies?
Where are there planes and I guess I haven't seen.
They fly planes a lot. Because the military will be like, hey, if you make us look really good, all you have to do is pay for the fuel for the planes. And we'll just treat it like a training exercise. So, that's cool. What was the movie that came out?
This came out in 2001.
Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
Oh boy. What month? What was the release date?
May 25th.
Just missed it. They were able to get their box office earnings and get out of there right before.
It's 3 hours and 4 minutes long.
I told you they were doing what Titanic did. Titanic is directly responsible for that movie. I still haven't seen Titanic.
How?
I just don't care.
It's a good movie.
I'm sure it's fine, but it's not a story that I care about.
Really? I was always obsessed with Titanic.
I mean, I enjoy the history of the ship.
Yeah.
And like the craftsmanship that went into it. And how all those people died.
Like, James Cameron, like, pays attention
yeah, he
to, like, the
cares,
detail.
and I respect that, and I appreciate it. But it's not a thing that, like, I care about Apollo 13 because it's about a thing that I like. If I didn't give a fuck about space, then it would just be like an okay movie. Why would I watch that? You hadn't seen Apollo 13 in forever till we watched it. And you're like, yeah, it's fine. Because you don't give a fuck about space.
You think I don't give a fuck about space?
I know you don't give a fuck about space because every time I try to talk about space, you're like, this is boring. Let's wrap it up.
Because you're talking about rockets and shit. Like, talk about the aliens.
There are no aliens.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
They could be here.
They live in Manhattan.
I could be an alien.
Cab drivers. Not as many as you'd think.
Hmm?
I was making a Men in Black reference.
Yeah.
Good movie.
It is.
You can watch Men in Black twice in the time it would take you to watch Pearl Harbor.
Which I would do.
Yep, I would absolutely choose Men in Black twice.
Although I've never seen Pearl Harbor, so I can't really
I've seen some
say
clips.
it's bad. Well, then you can't say it's terrible.
I can.
You know, you gotta watch
And
the
will.
whole movie.
Do you want to watch the 3 hour and 4 minute Pearl Harbor?
Of course not. Why would I want to do that?
I don't know. You say that you can't judge a movie until you've seen it.
I'm not judging it.
Yes, you are.
How?
Because you're not watching it.
Like I said, because that's also something that's interesting to me.
Is Pearl Harbor?
Yes.
So why don't you watch this movie?
You just said it was like
I haven't seen it. You can't trust me.
All right. I think I'll probably just watch some clips.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Then I can judge it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's shocking. There's like a guy falls of ship, does Titanic.
Does a barrel roll?
Nope. It goes up, like the rear end flips up, and then a guy falls off and pinwheels off the propeller.
Oh, like in Titanic?
Yeah. It might have been 3 guys. I think Michael Bay like took everything in Titanic and escalated it. And
So
then,
all the action scenes.
Yeah.
There's actually very few.
And then Japan was pissed because they, in the movie, they're shown like Japanese pilots shooting at hospitals and stuff. In Japan, the Japanese government was like, we did not do that.
Yeah, who knows?
They were pissed. They were very upset. They were like, we absolutely not. We acknowledged that what we did was bad, but we did not fire intentionally on civilians or hospitals.
They got a little upset about Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not really much action in Titanic though. It's kind of just like nothing really happened. Like the ship doesn't even sink till like
halfway through.
Almost like probably not even that. Like,
and it takes a really long time, which is actually how long it took. But then there's all these. I watched like a 10-minute video about the history of theories about how the Titanic sank, like how it actually broke apart and everything. Yeah, because we don't really know.
There are, I mean, eyewitness accounts.
The people who were there probably weren't focusing on like, okay, I'm going to need to record accurately in my brain the physics of what's going on here. It was probably more of a like, oh, fuck, everybody's going to die. You know what I mean?
Well, they'd be rowing facing the ship, though.
Yeah, but they were focusing on rowing. It's probably pretty cold.
I don't think I'd shut my eyes for that if I was in one of these.
I'm not saying you wouldn't shut your eyes. I'm saying like your brain would be so overloaded with everything that's going on that you wouldn't be able to accurately. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you'd think of other disasters that were on camera and like how people described them, it would be similar, I guess. Like the Hindenburg.
Yeah.
Like if you asked them what happened, you know, I'm sure they were shocked at that. I feel like some people, like you'd have like, whatever officers or whatever you call the people who are running the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they would have to like, you know,
keep cool.
Well, no, not
remain calm.
No. I mean, they would have to like they were probably like interviewed and stuff. People asking what happened, so they probably have to give in great detail whatever it is that they saw.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I'm not saying that they're not recounting the things that they think they see. I'm saying that the human brain is dumb. So even in the best of times, when you're not in like the most horrendous situation a person can imagine, and everything's going to shit around you.
Yeah, some details could be lost.
People still can't accurately remember stuff. Like, a lot. Like, people can't remember the color of clothing that people were wearing, like, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Because unless somebody says, okay, I need you to look for these specific things, you're not going to be thinking about it at the time.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's interviews with people, though, who survived Titanic, like recordings of them.
And even then, those people aren't engineers.
They're not. Well, no. The ones that I've seen, all they did was say that, like, the bow sunk and then, like, it sort of bobbed for a while.
Yeah.
And then went down. Like, they didn't say, like, oh, they heard, like,
they're not going to know to say, like, oh, well, this part of the ship did this and pivoted around this angle here because of this structure inside the ship.
Great detail.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know exactly how it broke up. We know roughly, like, okay, it split into these parts, and based on where it's laying on the bottom, we can determine, well, this funnel thing probably fell and hit this other one, and that's why they're broken off over here. And that would make sense if this happened, so this probably happened. And sort of like, I watched this video explaining how that theory has evolved over time. I don't remember anything from it. I just remember that like the version in Titanic is like, that's the most up to date at the time.
Yeah.
Recollection of how things happened, and I think it might have even been James Cameron's like personal theory.
I don't know about that,
because he's a Titanic nut.
Right, but
knows
he
everything
also
about
like
Titanic.
hung out with Titanic experts and stuff like that. I'm sure they'd like influenced his.
And then him and Bill Paxton had lunch on the deck of the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean on September 11th.
Yeah. That's such a weird thing. I'm surprised I never heard about that till recently.
Yeah. That's such a... And then they all got a fucking like LSD or acid or something spiked in the clam chowder.
Yeah, they had a lot of weird
Yeah. And then there was that weird standoff scene at the end that they cut. They recut for the actual movie. She's like, I'll drop it.
Oh, yeah.
And Bill Paxton's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, he's like, just let me hold it.
What a bitch.
Well,
she knew that dipshit for two days.
Yeah, well.
They've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for this expedition.
And
they listened to her boring ass story.
They learned a valuable...
Just fucking give it to them.
Life lesson that some things
don't trust old people.
Worth more than money, you know? And don't trust old people.
I don't think they were in it for the money. I think they were in it for like...
They were in it for the money.
The historical value.
They weren't.
Indiana Jones.
No, in the movie they actually
this belongs in a museum.
Like they only want the blue heart of the ocean diamond thingy, like for money. That's it. They're not interested in the Titanic really at all until the old woman starts talking about the story.
Shut the fuck up, lady. We just want the diamond. Yeah, it's the air conditioner.
Oh, forgot it's raining.
Yeah. It's been raining for like...
It's been misting.
4 months.
Yeah.
Pretty ridiculous.
I think we have enough water in the ground at this point.
Think it's going to be snowing a lot this year?
I hope not. I hope this is all the...
It's getting it out of the way.
It's getting it out of the way, yeah.
You'd rather it come down as rain rather than snow? What are you doing,
Yeah,
Beano?
are you kidding me? Snow sucks.
No, it's fun. Build a snowman.
Driving in it?
Yeah.
I don't like driving in it.
I
don't like driving on ice.
It's fine.
What about freezing rain?
It's fine.
You like driving on
you just
freezing
drive
rain?
like 5 miles an hour.
That's about the max speed I was going when I went off the road.
Get snow tires, you'll be fine.
I had studded snow
Get
tires
all-wheel
brand
drive.
new. All-wheel drive might have helped.
It definitely would have.
But
my car, I can step it down so that it's like semi-manual, so I can step it way down into a low gear.
Way down. Oh.
So that it's like
okay.
a lot of power, a lot of torque. Peter Torque from the Monkees.
Probably should have gotten like a SUV or something.
Mm.
But I like the smaller cars.
I like my car.
Yeah.
I hate small cars like yours. I hate sedans.
Why?
Because I have to like sit down into them.
Yeah.
And then it's more difficult to get out of.
Oh my god.
It's just more awkward. I'm not used to it.
See, I like it because they're closer to the road.
I don't like that.
You really feel like
when you go over a rock.
Yeah. God, the bad ones are the up by the airport.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Those are not going to last.
No, they had 2 of them. Now they only have 1.
They only have 1?
For each side.
Oh.
You know how when they first put them there?
They were like, go up that way for a long time.
They had 2, like side by side. So your car would be like, like no matter how fast you were going.
Yeah, it sucks. You drop down to like 5 and you still feel like you're breaking your car.
Yeah. And it's like, we're talking about, speed bumps, by the way.
Those little fuckers.
Brand new ones.
That they have at hospitals.
We're not talking normal speed bumps here, yeah. And so, yeah. But it's hilarious. Like, everyone will just be, like, cruising along, and then all of a sudden, like, 2 miles per hour. Just, it's, like, completely unnecessary.
Yeah, people, you literally physically can't go around that corner very fast.
No, when was it ever an issue?
I don't think it ever was.
Get run over there or something?
No, I mean, it's a crosswalk at the airport, so there are people there, but it's like...
And you hit a button and these lights go off.
You can see it from a mile away.
Yeah.
Like, if you... It's... And unless you're crossing the street in wearing all black in the middle of the night on a moonless night and all the power went out or something, like, there's literally no way you couldn't see it. In which case,
you're probably meant to die. That's probably your time. But, like, here's the thing I noticed is because I drove up there. I just went and drove over him, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I didn't even check to see if somebody was standing or walking across because I was so focused on this thing in the road that I was going to destroy my car. So it's like they have the opposite effect of what you would think. Like you get like this, like you all like cramped up on your steering wheel and you just stare intently at them as you slow down, hoping nothing's going to happen. Not looking to see if anyone was going to cross.
Mm-hmm.
The whole purpose of them was so you would look to see if someone was crossing the road. I no longer do that. They're terrible.
I've sent you some salmonella videos.
Salmonella?
Salmonella.
Okay.
He's like the shitty stick figure animation. He does funny shit. But he did one where randomly he starts talking about those speed humps.
Oh yeah.
And he's like he compares something to them. He's like, it's like those speed humps, not the normal ones, the shitty little ones that you go over them and you impact the top of your car. And you people might be saying, well, Sam, that's what you get for driving 25 through a hospital. And he's like, well, good thing I'm already here because of the fucking impact I just had on my neck with my top of my car.
Yeah, really.
It's funnier when he says it.
Yeah.
Fuck speed bumps.
Well, the other ones don't bother me.
No, because you drive over them at a normal speed and it's fine.
Yeah. Like, as long as you're going the speed limit, you're good. But these ones, like, I kind of want to know, like, if you just hit those going 50, like, what would happen?
I bet you wouldn't even notice. Like, it would just be absorbed by your tires.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the reason it right, like, small, like, potholes and stuff, those are absorbed more by tires than your suspension. But if you go over, like, a big thing slower, it's like... You know what I mean? I think that was the scientific noise.
I don't know if you... Like, do you think you get air going off those, though? Like, if you're going fast enough, would you get air and then your car kind of fishtails
I think
something?
That we should test this.
I don't know if we could get enough speed
and
go around the corner,
I could get enough speed.
They don't also have the those dividing poles, do they?
Like the poles
yellow
down
ones
the middle?
that they just shove in the middle of the road?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a spider hanging right there. Do you see it? It's between me and the light. I
can't see anything. I'm being blinded.
It's between me and the light.
Oh, I think it's just a thing of dust.
It's suspended perfectly in the air.
Oh,
it's
moving.
Spider. It's a spider.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's cool.
It's like glass. It's a ghost spider.
I'm gonna let that spider do whatever it's doing.
Yeah, he's probably just eating bugs.
Because spiders are cool, and you should do not kill spiders in your house. Not the little ones. Mm-hmm. And if you see a big one, just let them outside.
Oh hell no! You're getting crushed if you
No.
come. Yeah, if you come into my
No,
house
Slim Rosette. He's cool.
and if you're like 2 inches or more,
When have you ever seen a spider that's 2 inches big?
those big wolf spiders,
Those live under docks.
dude, they get into the house.
They do not.
We burn wood. They come in on the
just
wood.
don't do that.
You'll be like sitting on the couch, all of a sudden you'll just see this like freaking face hugger looking thing come across the floor. It's terrifying.
You want to know something that's actually terrifying? Even more than that? There are these centipedes.
Yeah.
That are specifically designed, their leg layout are designed, I think they're centipedes or millipedes, whatever the fuck, who cares? I think they live out west.
Mhm.
Where their legs are like shorter to longer. And it's just, they're designed to sprint. And they will just charge at you.
Charge at you?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're going for you.
Like to bite you?
Yes.
Like a defensive thing, or they?
I don't know
like
the
prey?
specifics.
Ugh.
They will just go at you and they will fucking book it.
Like what's their max speed? What are these called?
I don't know. Look up, I forget what they're
I
called.
need to see this.
Just like sprinting centipedes.
Ugh. That sounds awful.
It's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard of or seen.
You've seen it.
A video. I haven't seen it in real life. I don't think I would be here if I had seen it in real life because I would have had a heart attack and died. They're like 8 inches long and they sprint at you.
I just spelt centipede the dumbest way I've ever seen it spelled.
SENTI.
Something like that, yeah.
PD.
And then I noticed what I was typing in and I was like, wow, that is dumb.
Sometimes I do that where I just can't figure out. I don't know exactly how to spell the word for, like, I'm having a brain cramp. And I try to get autocorrect to help me, but autocorrect won't help me.
You mean a house centipede?
Maybe. I don't think so.
1.3 feet per second?
That's fast.
Yeah.
For a bug?
But these aren't that big, though.
The ones that I saw were big.
You're gonna have to find that video. I'm not seeing anything.
I'll have to look it up after this.
Yeah. House centipede. But I think those are good, though. They eat the stuff in your house.
I'm not saying they're not good. I'm saying that they will fucking sprint at you.
Because there's these things at my sister's that, they live in your house. I think it's a house centipede. I don't know. But she keeps seeing them and she, like, hates them. She thinks they're disgusting. But they say to not kill them or anything and just let them live in your house.
Yeah.
Because you rarely see them. Like, they're everywhere, but, like, you're not going to see them. And all they do is eat, like, the bugs and stuff that get into your house.
Right.
And they don't cause any problems or anything. But she's not okay with them just, like,
Hanging out.
on the
Living
couch.
rent free.
Yeah.
Watched a video of a guy in Australia who let lizards into his house.
Like wild ones?
Yeah,
Why?
to eat the bugs.
No. Well, whatever.
It was pretty funny. So, couple of things that I want to talk about. First of all, I got a comment on one of my videos, that it would be nice if I included the podcast episode that I'm taking the clips from in the description. I want everybody to know that those are uploaded for like 3 months ahead. So that's not going to happen for a while.
What's uploaded 3 months ahead?
The little clips.
Oh.
I just went through and uploaded like a ton of them all at once. So I don't want to go back and figure out which episodes those are from. So I'm not going to do that. I'll do it going forward, but it's not going to happen for at least a couple weeks. Just so everybody knows. That is a good idea, though. I probably should have done that.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
I think that it was also pointing out to me that there's a typo in our credits that's been going on for like a year.
A tape for credits?
A typo of our credits.
Oh. They're not... You just made up a bunch of shit on the credits, so how could there be a typo?
I think instead of director of photography, I was told it says directory of photography.
Leave it.
I kind of want to. Not because I'm lazy, but because I think it's funny, to be clear.
Right.
Another big thing that I saw today is that Prey, the Predator movie, the probably second best Predator movie, maybe third best. Predator 2 is pretty fun.
The Predator movies aren't really like, even well, the one that I haven't seen, I guess,
The Predator, where they are hunting autism, is very bad.
Yeah, I've never seen that one, but I like the one where it's a bunch of like killers that they ship out on the island.
That was okay.
The planet.
I think Prey's better than that, though.
Yeah, it is.
I enjoy Prey better than that. Predator 2 is pretty fun. I don't think it's better
with the voodoo gangs,
but it's more fun. And Gary Busey getting cut in half with that disc, but his legs fall and then like a 5-gallon bucket of blood falls, but you never see the top of him fall. It's funny.
I haven't seen that in a while.
It's funny. But that's getting a 4K disc release, which is pretty cool because it was a streaming exclusive. Like, it was a Hulu exclusive. But people got mad, I guess, and told Disney, who owns Hulu, to release it. And they were like, okay. So that's coming out in October. So that's cool.
Disney owns Hulu?
Yeah.
Disney's so weird. Like, if it's like a Disney...
Like the person?
Well, no, I didn't know the guy. But, no, it's like...
He knew you.
You think of Disney as doing cartoons for kids.
Maybe you do.
I do. The second it says Disney on something, I'm like, this is probably going to be bad.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Is it? I don't know. I've only seen the first one. Yeah, that is Disney, isn't it?
Well, it's based on a Disney ride.
Yeah.
Somebody was amazed the other day. I told them, like, yeah, it's pretty amazing that the first, like, 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies are pretty okay. Like, the first one's pretty good, and then it's, like, diminishing returns after that. But overall, the first 3 are pretty solid. The 4th and 5th and 6th?
There's a lot of them.
There are tons. And after the 3rd one, they're real bad. It's like a real steep dive. But it's pretty amazing that they've managed to milk 5 or 6 movies out of a fucking 5-minute ride at Disneyland. And the person was like, what are you talking about? They made the ride after they made the movie. And I went, no, they didn't. It's based on the ride. They're like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, it didn't have the fucking Johnny Jack Sparrow shit in it, but it was
that.
called the Pirates of the Caribbean. They would sing songs. It's like, when did that ride come out? And so I looked it up. It came out like 1968.
Yeah.
It was around for like decades.
They even bring it up in Jurassic Park. Remember when he says all major theme parks have their problems? He's like, when Disney opened or whatever. And then Ian Malcolm's like...
Spider's still there.
Jeff
yeah, the
Goldblum's
pirates didn't come alive and eat the people.
The Pirates of the Caribbean didn't eat the tourists.
That we know about. They could have been Westworld.
Yeah, who knows?
Another fantastic season of television.
You know what's a creepy ride? It's A Small World.
I wouldn't say it's creepy. I'd say it's annoying.
It's a small world.
Fuck that ride.
Well, we were told we have to go on it because it was like...
My mom made us go on that.
Yeah, same here.
Fuck off. No.
It's a classic.
I don't give a shit. So Citizen Kane. I don't want to watch it again.
The history of it.
Give a fuck.
I
want to go on fucking Space Mountain.
I bailed on one thing that was probably cool. I don't know. I think if I went there now, there's probably a lot more rides.
I went there now, I would get shit-faced immediately.
Yeah,
and I would have a fucking blast.
You'd throw up on this
stuff.
It'd
be the most fun. Can you imagine being like 4 daiquiris deep and going on Pirates of the Caribbean?
I don't think they allow any drinking in the park.
They do.
They do.
They allow smoking.
In like designated areas.
Yeah. But they do. You can get drunk at Disney.
There's no Walt.
I'm sure it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because a sandwich is like $15.
Yeah, it's not like you can sneak anything in.
Sunscreen.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe. I don't know.
Mouthwash.
Sir, why do you have 2 bottles of
I throw up a
Listerine?
Lot. I throw up a lot, and I need this to just clean.
Well, there's like a story where it's like I think like Marilyn Manson and Andy Dick got kicked out of Disneyland because they
Shocking.
were like hammered. But I don't know why they would let them in. But maybe it was like before they did all the airport like security. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. When did that start?
I don't know.
Did
I thought it was
9/11
like
ruin Disney World check-ins as well?
I think it's before that.
Huh.
I don't know. I know they take your fingerprints and everything.
Yeah, they do.
But it's also interesting.
Disney does not fuck around.
No, well, Walt Disney like had connections with like the FBI and stuff.
Yeah, he
like
did.
That, so it's kinda
And
weird.
the mob, probably.
Probably.
I mean, FBI mob, same thing. Back in the day,
Yeah.
the mob was probably better.
Do you know he died of lung cancer?
He didn't die.
Walt Disney?
No.
Oh, he's dead.
No, they cut off his head and they froze it. And I was like Mr. Freeze.
No, he's frozen inside of the statue of him.
I thought he was frozen in Cinderella's castle.
I heard it was he's inside the statue, frozen, waiting so when technology comes, they can revive him.
I'm so excited for that day. They can Austin Powers him.
Yeah, I mean, he is dead, but
Yeah.
even if
Kind
they
of a piece of shit, so.
even if they do bring him back, he's still gonna have lung cancer frozen within him. So
Yeah, we'll just carry on lung cancer.
yeah, is that what he was waiting for?
I assume.
I guess he was like an extremely heavy smoker, but he always like hid it from kids.
Isn't
I don't know how you can hide that after a certain point.
Isn't it a thing where in old photos of him you see him pointing with two fingers because they photoshopped out the cigarette?
Maybe
I think.
they said he would smoked like literally like just back to back. So
Yeah. I think that there's like old photos of him like gesturing, and it's very clear that he's holding a cigarette, but they photoshopped out the cigarette. It's like how
Could
they
they-
took the
could they
guns
do
out
that
of
back
ET.
then? Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, you could paint stuff out. Russia did it with astronauts, cosmonauts. I'm sorry.
Like what?
They just paint people out of the background.
Oh, wait a minute.
Are you looking at pictures of Walt Disney pointing?
That's fucking hilarious.
Am I right?
Yes.
He's just like pointing, but they took the cigarette out.
So. Oh man.
Like he's very obviously got something in between his fingers.
How do you get rid of the smoke though?
Low definition cameras.
Maybe he got really good at it where he was smoking with the like smoking in reverse. So then you know what I mean? Like he had the cigarette facing the opposite direction.
Sure.
That way no one knew he was smoking when no one was looking. He'd be like just flip it, take a hit. Like he was like the world's greatest closet smoker. We're like, we don't even know. How'd he get, everyone's like, how'd he get lung cancer? He
The
never,
man's never smoked a cigarette in his day. He's like got 15 packs going at once.
yeah, it's like the second no one's around, he just starts ripping a butt.
He's
just
got like his it's like the cartoons where they'd have like 15 cigarettes in their mouth at once.
Yeah.
It's just
store
like
it up. That or he's got like people installing all these weird tubes in his office and anywhere else he goes, and they're like, so what is this for? He's like, don't worry about it. And then that's just where he blows all the smoke.
he puts a pile of money in their pocket and says,
Yeah,
don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. So he's just like, second someone turns their back, takes a drag, blows it up the hole. Yeah.
They close the door and they just hear
Now this is a poster you should get. If I can find this, I will buy this for you.
all right. I'll hang it
And
up.
we will have it showing.
Yeah, I'll put it right here.
Yes.
Put it in the spot of honor. You can see it on the
Sir in the back.
right there.
No. Where the red light is?
Yeah.
No.
Have a place of honor.
I can't see very much.
Maybe you should put your sunnies on.
I do need them.
They're right there. Ready for you if you need them. So that's pretty cool. I was watching a documentary. Speaking of Watchmen earlier, spoilers for Watchmen, by the way. If you haven't read or seen the movie, which you should, probably do both of those things because the movie's okay. The book's really good. But I was watching a documentary on like the history of DC Comics, and they just straight up spoiled the ending of Watchmen.
What with the squid?
They were just like, no, like Ozymandias being the bad guy.
Oh, in the documentary?
Yeah.
Well, why would you be watching a documentary about the...
It was like the history of DC.
Yeah.
In total. So if you were like, oh, I want to get into comics, maybe this will give me like some good ideas to start with. You know what I mean? And then they're just like, they start explaining the plot. Like, oh, it's a group of costumed heroes and one super god guy.
You also just kind of ruined it there.
No, I didn't. I said spoiler alert.
Oh.
They didn't. They just started talking about the plot, and they're like, and they're betrayed by their friend, this guy. And then they show the fucking panel. What?
Maybe they were just assuming you were already like a huge DC fan.
But fucking Watchmen is not a comic book that you start with.
That's... Why not?
Because you won't know what's going on. Watchmen is a comic about comics.
Oh, if you just never...
You wouldn't have any context for what's... not so much like the story. Like, you'll understand what's going on in the story. But the structure of the book. And the coloring of the book. And everything about, like, the physical makeup of the book. You won't understand why it's different. Because you'll have nothing to compare it to. But if you've read, like, 15 comic books, and then you read Watchmen, you're like, oh, this feels different because of this, and this. Which was the intent.
Sure.
The Rocketeer is a good movie.
Haven't you already brought this up?
Probably. I watched it the other night.
That's the one with the guy who flies around in the Iron Man suit.
Nope. What?
What's a...
It's
a superhero one?
Thinking about Iron Man?
Not Iron Man. It's like an Iron Man, but from like the 60s or...
What?
The Rocketeer?
Yeah, he's got a jetpack on and he's got a cool helmet.
Yeah, that's Iron Man.
Nope. He wears a leather jacket.
Yeah. But this is basically...
It's not even
he's
remotely
like
Iron
He's like
Man.
a version of Iron Man because he flies.
No. What?
Yeah.
Is anything that flies Iron Man to you?
That
Yeah.
looks like 60s Iron Man.
It was made in 1991, first of all.
Yeah, but it's definitely designed to look like it's from the 60s.
It was designed to look like it's from the 30s.
Yeah.
It has Nazis in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I do like... Oh, my God.
The Rocketeer is just like a really well-made movie.
I'll have to check it out. I've never seen it.
It was directed by the guy who directed Captain America. The first one.
Did he also direct this one?
I don't think so. What's that, Paw Patrol?
It's called The Rocketeer.
I think that might be copyright infringement.
Disney Junior, The Rocketeer.
That spider's still there. It's just like everything about it is really well done. The story's really good. They set a bunch of stuff up and it pays off. The action's pretty cool. The effects hold up really well. The acting is amazing. Timothy Dalton's in this movie.
I'm liking the cover art here.
It's a fantastic look. It's a great looking film. The design of the helmet is really cool. The design of the rocket pack's really cool. Howard Hughes is in the movie.
Really?
Not the actual Howard Hughes, because
No.
it was made 20 years after he died. But an actor portraying Howard Hughes. There's a Spruce Goose reference.
Did you know he crashed an airplane?
Howard Hughes?
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
I
I've seen the
didn't know that
movie.
either.
Yeah, because I was watching the movie again, and there's a scene where and this is with Leonardo DiCaprio, the aviator.
Mhm.
He crashes his plane, some experimental plane they were testing for the government, and I was like, what did that? I was like, did they just throw that in the movie just to be cool, or like? And I looked it up, and no, he fucked up this whole town. He just crashed his plane and smashed through all these houses.
Nice.
Yeah.
He flighted
In
it.
like Sunset Boulevard or whatever it's called. Yeah, he flighted it for real though.
Do you think he tried to invert it?
No, it wasn't.
Do you think he was drunk and high on cocaine?
When was he? Was this in the? This would have been in the 60s.
I don't know.
He might have been. He might have had something to drink, but that was probably like
normal.
Yeah.
They actually required you to be a little buzzed because planes were so dangerous back then that you had to be drunk to get in them.
Yeah. It was trying to be. It was in one of those planes. I don't know what they're called, but the ones that have like the two tails.
Like the two vertical stabilizers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was flying one of those and something happened. Then he just flew through a bunch of people's houses.
Hey.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
He almost died. Howard Hughes is cool.
Kind of a weird guy.
He's cool, though.
Yeah.
He was a little weird.
Yeah.
He had he
pissed in some jars.
That's right. And he
got locked in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wasn't locked in the bathroom.
No, he just couldn't open the door.
Trapped because he didn't want to open the door.
You should. Have you seen
Would he
that
have
movie?
Starved to death? At what point do you like how much control did that have over him?
I don't.
Because there's obviously a brain thing.
Well, yeah, it's
like,
extreme OCD.
So at what point would there have come a point where that would have like the caveman part of his brain would have overcome that part of his brain? I was just like, I need food. Or would he have just stayed in there until he died?
Well, I don't. I think
because the brain's pretty scary.
I think what he would have probably done is used his shirt and then taken his shirt off and used that.
He just used a towel.
He didn't have any more.
Toilet paper.
Probably. Who knows? I don't know.
I feel like there would have been something.
There's a scene in the movie, and I'm assuming the movie's somewhat accurate, but he burns all of his clothes at one point.
Okay.
Like he's just completely naked and burns all of his clothes because his like girlfriend left him or something.
Did he trust soap?
Yeah, he carried around his own bar of soap.
Just put the bar of soap between the
I was thinking that
handle.
too. Yeah.
Or I was thinking if it was like the pump soap, you just put like a shit ton of it in your hand.
I just carry
open the door
around
really quickly.
Well, it's not even like a germ thing. It's like a sensory issue too.
I guess.
Like you would, if you touch a door handle, like you can wash your hands after.
Yes.
But to somebody who is like that wouldn't matter.
Right.
You have like a constant like thought that like you've done something wrong, and then you have to do like some other rituals,
right,
in order to like cleanse yourself of that.
Right.
So. Yeah.
The human brain is weird.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty dumb a lot of the times.
Yeah.
The last thing I have on my list, this is probably the most unfortunate thing. Oh, we forgot to say that Pee-wee died.
Oh, I thought we already brought that up.
No, we didn't talk about it.
Yeah. Paul Rubens
died while I was on vacation.
And
I got Lindsay told me while I was at dinner with my family.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you break the news to them that Pee-wee died?
My dad made a joke, and then I was like, Pee-wee died. He was like, oh.
Pee-wee. I mean, I don't know.
And my dad watched clips of him on YouTube when we got back to the thing we were saying it.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched.
We should rewatch the movie in honor of Pee-wee.
Yeah, I've been watching clips from it.
Because the movie is the best movie Tim Burton's ever made. Yeah, and in my opinion, the only good movie Tim Burton's ever made.
I don't know about that.
I said in my opinion.
You don't like Nightmare Before Christmas?
Nope.
Sweeney Todd?
Nope.
Corpse Bride?
Nope. Corpse Bride's okay.
What else?
Coraline, was he involved in that?
Well,
that's
so
very similar.
No, because it's the same director. Tim Burton didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
He just wrote it and
it.
came up with like the designs.
Yeah.
Henry Selick directed that, and Henry Selick did Coraline.
So was Tim Burton not involved at all, or was he like a producer or
in Nightmare Before Christmas?
No, on Coraline.
I don't think he had anything to do with that.
Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, that might be why it's good.
And then he, and then well, no,
I haven't seen Coraline in probably 15 years.
You've never seen Frankenweenie?
Maybe I did.
Frankenweenie's good.
Cause that was the remake, right?
A remake of his short story.
Yeah, because it was made. There's something a long time ago made.
Yeah, it was a short story called Frankenweenie.
And then they made the 2010-ish.
Yeah, stop motion one.
Movie.
I love stop motion. You ever seen Paranorman?
No, that was the other one.
Paranorman's really good.
I don't like the creepy stop motion as much. Maybe that's why Nightmare Before Christmas puts me off. I like the Chicken Run.
Oh, yeah.
Or Wallace and Gromit.
Well, yeah,
I like to watch
great.
it because it's funny.
Well, so are the other movies.
They're not funny to me.
You should watch watch Paranorman.
I like stuff with color in it, I think, is my issue with Tim Burton.
Paranorman's funny.
I like colorful films. I think Tim Burton goes against that with every fiber of his being.
You don't like this goth look?
No. Not really.
Yeah, well, whatever.
The only thing that's like that I like is Batman the Animated Series.
Well, I don't like color. Holy fuck, this is long.
There's 12 minutes at the beginning that aren't real. So do you know the YouTube channel Linus Tech Tips?
No.
They do tech tips.
I could put that together.
They
yes.
do fun videos of we got this crazy fucking fan that goes on the front of a helicopter or something, whatever. And then they duct tape it to the front of a computer and see how low they can get the temperatures of the stuff inside. It's just fun little things like that. They do hey, this is a new phone. Look, we're gonna talk about this phone. They do actual reviews, but then they also do goofy stuff. And they're fucking imploding right now.
Why?
Somebody came out because they have this whole thing where they're trying to build this thing called labs, where they're gonna take computer components and phones and stuff, tech stuff, and they're gonna build out this whole website of tests. They've spent millions of dollars on this because they're a really big YouTube channel, and their goal was to test different power supplies, microphones, keyboards, mice, and just give you this overall spreadsheet. You could compare them by all these different factors and stuff, right? And they've slowly been ramping that up and introducing that data into their videos with graphics cards tests. And another big tech YouTuber who I don't follow came out with a video and said, hey, a bunch of this shit is wrong. Just obviously. You're not going to go from this graphics card and then the next version up of this graphics card. You're not going to see a 300% increase. But that's what the graph shows. And they're criticizing how they'll make a video and they'll catch an error, but they'll only put it in text on the screen. So if you're listening to it in the background or something, you won't catch that. Or if you're blind, you won't be able to see that, obviously. So it's sort of this critique of everything. There's some other stuff, they sold something that wasn't theirs.
This is the channel you like?
Not so much anymore.
Okay, channel you did like?
I don't know, man. It's tough. But they went through all this stuff, and then they really the guy in charge, Linus Sebastian, who started it, wrote this really tone deaf apology, which wasn't an apology. It was really bad. So then they released a formal video that was also really bad, because it was them saying we're gonna take this seriously, we're gonna step in, we're gonna step up, we're gonna fix all this stuff, blah 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 blah. But they kept making first of all, they monetized the video, which a lot of people didn't like. Second of all, they kept doing all these jokes in it, which, read the room. People are pretty pissed. You should probably stop doing all these jokes. And then they kept plugging all of their merch throughout the video.
It's a decent apology right
Yep. And then at the same time this was happening, a former employee, a young woman, went on Twitter and said she had this horrible experience there, with evidence to back it up of secret recordings during HR meetings and stuff. of how she was like sexually harassed for years and nobody would do anything about it. So that's another horrible thing that came to light roughly the same time. So
How many subscribers are they losing?
I don't know. They have their own subscription thing that they built because they are, it's like a streaming service, sort of. It's called Floatplane, and people have been tracking it, and it's just like nose diving. It's been this steady decrease for a couple days. They've lost like $350,000 a year of revenue so far.
It's a solid chunk of money.
Yep. Especially when you're in the middle of building up this other thing that you're like in debt for. So that's cool. It's I was just saying the other day to Lindsay how I just started really watching Red Letter Media, but it seems like every time I start watching, like I find a new thing. Like a year later, one of them's a pedophile or something, and I can't watch it anymore because I feel bad. You know?
Yeah.
And then like a week later, this shit happens. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, Red Letter Media has been around for quite a while.
So is Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah.
So, you know,
how long has Linus Tech Tips been around?
Since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth has been around since 2003. They started hitting shit in like 2014, 2015. So I don't watch any of their stuff anymore. Which is why I've actually been replacing all of my Rooster Teeth posters slowly. Because I don't feel right supporting them after all of the scandals and stuff. I understand that these aren't my friends. Like, these aren't people that I know. They're corporations. Like, they're making millions or tens of millions of dollars every year. I understand that they're probably a little scummy. But, like, why do you have to be so... Why do you project this image of being, like, the nice guy? And then it's like Ellen. Like, why are you pretending to be nice, but you're actually just secretly a horrible person?
See, Red Letter Media doesn't pretend to be nice.
Yeah, why don't you just own it?
Yeah.
Like, Red Letter Media, I like a lot of them.
They're not nice at all.
And their stuff, but they're just shitting on people.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of it is in jest. Like, they're like...
It's funny.
Going so far overboard that, you know, they obviously understand that people aren't trying to make horrible movies. It's sort of like Neil Breen. Like, they set out to make something good, but they just don't really know what they're doing.
Neil Breen's awesome.
So they just, like... And they've made a movie.
Yeah.
So they know how hard it is. So I think that they're qualified to be like, this fucking sucks. There was one clip. It's just so bad. We'll wrap it up after this. There was one clip where Mike was like, I was glad to hear that this guy died. And everybody's like, you can't say that. And he's like, well, I'm sorry. I don't like this movie, and I don't think that this person should be alive anymore.
Yeah, it's fucking funny.
Like, they're all shit-faced all the time. They just say shit. It's like Reno 911 almost. Like, it's just so extreme that it's funny. You know what I mean?
Reno 911 movie reviews.
Reno 911 is awesome. How likely are you to recommend this PC to others if asked? Jordan?
100%.
You're gonna recommend this PC to others?
Sure.
All right, sing us out.